Yeah, mic on. Good afternoon, everyone. So this part is clear. I think you sent some questions to me. Yeah. Okay. Currency speculations. Fine. Nima, you are asking again. You are asking, sir, if current account deficit and capital account deficit both are there in an economy, then what will be happen? If current account deficit and capital account deficit both are there in an economy, then see, first of all, currency is speculations. It means there are so many persons, they had started doing the business in foreign exchange market. Okay, due to the different ways. In India, legally, if suppose you want foreign currency, then you have to give reasons to the concerned institutions. Suppose if I want to buy dollar from SBI Bank or PNB Bank or any institution, they got license to do the business. That's they can buy and sell the foreign currency in India. So I have to inform, I have to give the reasons and with the documentation proof. Here, suppose I'm going to other country, so I have to show the visa and ticketing other things. Yes, I'm going this country, so this much amount of dollar or euro or pound I need it. So on the basis of that, on the basis of the documents, okay, visa, that's you are going to get the, suppose not even tickets you have to show, yes, you are going abroad for this period. So you, then only they are going to sell you. But someone is just doing the business also in foreign exchange market. Speculation, currency speculations, what you are saying, it's related to that. You can speculate in the future the price of dollar is going to increase or not. You are expecting, you are doing speculations. I am coming one concept, hazing, then there I will explain you. So suppose today is going to be around $82. So what you're expecting in the future, whether it's going to increase the price of dollar or it's going to decrease the price of dollar, it is known as a currency speculations. You are expecting that. Clear, Nimai? Okay. And second question you asked, ki, sir, if current account deficit and capital account deficits both are there in the economy, then what will happen? Nothing. You are knowing that BOP constitutes with two accounts. One is the current account and second is the capital account. If both the accounts, current account plus capital account, both are in deficit, means BOP is in deficit. And if BOP is in deficit means it is going to decrease your reserves, forex reserve, because you're going to pay from your reserve. So forex reserve will decrease. Second, yeah, there will be depreciation of domestic currency, just like the CAD what we discussed with you. Okay, same implications are there. You are asking fourth point, disadvantage of capital. FDI strategic sector must be not audible due to some. Okay, what I'm trying to say you in the for this one, FDI in a strategic sector must be under control. So you allowed foreign capital, suppose you allowed convertibility. So even foreign investment is coming. So you have to control the sectors where you have to restrict, and you have control on the particular sectors, which is very strategic for the economy, related to your national security, related to your environmental concerns and others. Okay. Second, sir, we follow managed exchange rate system where RBI frequently intervene to stabilize the exchange rate system. Okay, fine, but not always. Not always. It's not the day-to-day phenomena where RBI is intervening. RBI only intervening when it is the requirement of the market, requirement of the economy. Then only RBI intervene, either in the form of decreasing the exchange rate or increasing the exchange rate, depending on whether it's excess demand or excess supply. Clear? Then how can we say that convertibility is implemented in current account? Yes, because you are manipulating the exchange rate. You understand this? You are manipulating the exchange rate. But anyone who is coming to convert dollar into rupee and rupee into dollar, So that is the exchange at the prevailing market exchange rate. So there is no restriction on that. And RBI or concerned government is not imposing any restriction. You cannot convert more than this amount. You cannot sell this much more than this much amount. That is known as convertibility is there. Intervention of RBI is only going to change the exchange rate. You are managing because everything is left on the market. So it can go to any extent that you are controlling this. So intervention means what? When you're going to convert that way. There's no intervention is there. You can convert it. Clear to all? Okay, fine. One more questions. Sir, in border area, some agent or broker, I mean money exchange center, there was high rate of foreign currency. It is good for our country or bad? See, Biswajit, in the border area, if suppose some, that is one of the reason I am telling that some people started doing business for this. Illegally, they are doing the business. So when you are going for illegal transactions, definitely you have to pay the high rate of interest, because they're also buying in very risk is involved. So risk factor is this, so they're buying and selling because these are the not the proper white transactions. You understand this? Okay, so border area maybe, but they are not got the license. If you go to the institutional one, then what is the rate of exchange prevailing in the all over the country, then that you are going to transact it. But for that you have to give all the reasons. Even you are exchanging it, then you are paying the money, so you should know from where you are paying. So these all are transparent. Clear, Biswajit? Sorry. One concept is hedging. Just let me just check. First you write near, what I dictated you. Write this near, right? Near and read, you give the heading, and I think you got it. Just write few lines, right? The indices of, the indices of, it is basically index you are making, near and read, right? The indices of nominal effective exchange rate, nominal effective exchange rate, and real effective exchange rate, real effective exchange rate are used as indicators, are used as indicators of, indicators of external competitiveness, external competitiveness, external competitiveness. List of right. Near is the weighted average, near is the weighted average of bilateral, of bilateral nominal exchange rates, bilateral nominal exchange rates, exchange rates, exchange rate. Okay, full stop. REER means real effective exchange rate, right? REER defined as a, defined as a weighted average of, weighted average of nominal, weighted average of nominal exchange rate, nominal exchange rate adjusted for relative, adjusted for relative, relative price differentials, price differential, price differential between the, price differential between the domestic and foreign countries, between the domestic and foreign countries. Price differences means you have to adjust the inflations between your domestic country and foreign countries. Clear to all? Okay. There is one concept is hedging. Hedging of foreign exchange. Your hedging of foreign exchange risk. What is the foreign exchange risk we mean here? Just try to get one problem, one things. Suppose you are a student and or suppose you planned to go in month of December. Suppose it is the fun fab is going on, so you are planning this in this fab in the month of December 2023, say around 24th December. Just take 24th December, you are planning to leave India for USA. Okay, 24th December 2023. Suppose you planned, I will go to USA, and from 24th, say 25th, and till your 10th of January, you want to stay in USA. The new year you want to celebrate in USA. Clear? So today you planned, and you suppose you realize you are just expecting that I need around say $5,000. Suppose you need $5,000. Okay, maybe more and maybe less you can assume, but suppose $5,000 you need for your trip. Assumptions is there. So when in Fab you are deciding, Fab 2023 you are deciding, that time the exchange rate is prevailing in the market is say rupees 50. Clear? So rupees 50 is going on today, and keeping in your mind, you decided to collect or save money at the rate of $1.2050. So you started saving from today, okay, for buying the foreign currency, that is a dollar, in month of December, because December you need foreign currency to go abroad. So all the bookings, everything, you are doing that. Suppose you are doing everything in the month of December, so you need to pay amount. And from Feb you started collecting or saving your money. But when in December 2023, you are going to materialize or going to convert rupee into dollar, that day you have seen okay, the amount you saved for your trip, that amount is fine. You saved your amount as per the expectation of $1 equal to 50 rupees. In this rate, you saved it. But in the month of December, you have seen the dollar price has increased. Now it is equal to 100 rupees. Because already you reached 82 rupees. Suppose this type of condition prevail for a longer, so it may reach to the say $1 equal to 100 rupees. So what is going to happen in the month of December? So amount you saved to get $5,000 which you need for complete trip, you are now the amount you saved, you are only able to buy $2,500. So you can only buy $2,500. Just half of that you are able to buy this. So $2,500 it is only for going to USA, but it's not possible to come back. So finally what you are going to do, you are going to cancel this trip. And why you are cancelling, why you are not getting objective or your target? Due to fluctuations in exchange rate. And that's the risk involved. That risk involved in exchange rate is known as the foreign exchange risk. So this risk may change your targets, and you may not achieve your target. Say another example you take. Suppose I want to sell to some country. And suppose the product I am able to sell in other country, say at 70 rupees, oh, sorry, suppose product I sell in the other country in $1. So I'm knowing that ki suppose I'm selling today, so I may receive after 15 days or after 20 days or maybe after 1 month. So I'm knowing that ki $1 approximately 82 rupees I'm getting it. But suppose in the Indian market, now it is 75 rupees I can get. So why I will sell in Indian market? I will sell in the abroad. So $1 I'm getting, but Indian money I'm getting 82 rupees. So it's a more profit I'm going to incur. Suppose I sold this at $1 and after 1 month when I'm receiving the dollar, that time dollar price in India is going to be 70 rupees. So I'm in loss because in India I can sell that time. I was able to, that time I was getting 75 rupees, but now I'm getting only 70 rupees. So this type of risk you are going to bear, and that is due to the foreign exchange rate fluctuations. So how you can protect yourself from the risk involved in the foreign exchange rate? So there is a concept of hedging. You can hedge your foreign currency, foreign exchange rate, foreign exchange risk. You can hedge it. So hedging means protecting. It's generally in our, we are using it. Suppose you are a farmland area, so you are giving a hedge basically to protect from the animals and others who can destroy your crops. So basically you are hedging basically you are providing the protections. So how can you just protect this risk? So there are even in the foreign exchange market, in the foreign exchange market, in foreign exchange market, there is two markets are there. One is the yeah. So if you take the foreign exchange market, then the foreign exchange market is working in two different way. One is, you can say, a spot foreign exchange market, and other is known as forward foreign exchange market. A spot foreign exchange market, it means when you are going to buy or sell, what is the prevailing exchange rate? At that exchange rate, at that moment, you are just buying your foreign currency or you are selling the foreign currency. So buying and selling takes place at the same time, the same day, at the given exchange rate. Then that is known as a spot foreign exchange market. Clear? Same day. Suppose I want $100 today, so I will go to the banks, okay, and I will ask you what is the exchange rate is going on. At that exchange rate, I can buy the $100. If I want to sell at that prevailing exchange rate, I can sell. That is known as that market is known as the spot foreign exchange market. Clear? Now, second is known as forward foreign exchange market. Forward foreign exchange market, it means I'm going to the bank, or the bank is basically, when you are saying foreign exchange market, it simply means all the banks, all the institutions are involved in this business. So they are buying and selling. So this combinedly constitutes the foreign exchange market. So when you are going to buy the foreign exchange, and suppose you are going today in the bank, but you need the foreign exchange after 1 month, 2 months, or you can say you need foreign exchange in future. So future you need the foreign exchange of foreign currencies, but today you want to deal. You want to done your deal with the banks or with the sailors. So suppose I'm going to the market, and I went to the bank, and I just made an agreement. Yes, after 2 months I need this much of foreign currency, or I want to sell after 2 months this much of foreign currency. So there will be an agreement between me and the seller or buyers. Okay, if you're selling, means they are the buyer. If you're buying, then they are the seller. So between you and the banks, you can make an agreement today. And on the basis of this agreement today, you are going to transact in the future. Okay. And what will be the exchange rate? So exchange rate will be on the basis of mutual bargain between you and me. Because definitely if today is 82 rupees, so this the banks, they have also expectations. Okay, what is going to happen in the future? Really exchange rate is going to increase, or exchange rate is going to decrease. I have also expectation it may go up or it may decrease. Accordingly, I can make a bargain with them. So after mutual agreement, one exchange rate is decided, and on the basis of this exchange rate, I can make an agreement for the future transactions. So when you are doing like this, then this market is known as the forward foreign exchange market. See, like when you are going for the capital market, we will discuss that. Okay, in the stock exchange, this market is same. But when first time any company sells their equity or shares in the market, so that time that market is known as the primary market. Clear? And same sold amount of equity and shares. If the next time it is going to buy and it is going for sale and purchase in the market, so that time that market is known as the secondary market. So it means same market depending on the what exactly it's happening in the market. So same banks, same person we are going, but if you are doing the transaction at the same day at the given exchange rate, then it is known as a spot foreign exchange market. But we are making an agreement today for the future transactions, then that exchange rate market is known as a forward foreign exchange market. Clear? So this forward foreign exchange market is going to help you to protect from the foreign exchange risk. Yes. So when in the fab, when you decided I need $5,000, so you can go to the banks and you can make an agreement with the banks. In December, I want $5,000. So what the exchange rate, it will be decided between you and the banks. At least once you sign an agreement between you and you are going to sign an agreement. So you are protecting your risk. So once you decided, yes, at this rate I'm going to get, accordingly you have to take decisions. So at least you are certain that this much amount I'm going to save, and this much out of this amount I am able to get $5,000, and you are able to complete your trip. So this way, generally, you can avoid the foreign exchange risks. So forward foreign exchange market will help you to solve these problems. Clear dear? देखो समझ में आया? Check dear. Right, hedging means buying and selling of foreign currency. Hedging means buying or selling the foreign currency in order to protect the individuals against unwanted currency fluctuations. Against unwanted currency fluctuations. currency fluctuations. Clear? Right? Hedging is used to protect the loss from unfavorable currency fluctuations through the forward foreign exchange market. Okay, forward foreign exchange market, full stop, right? Forward foreign exchange market, full stop, right? Forward foreign exchange market. Forward foreign exchange market is the market structure where individuals can make an agreement today for future transactions. At mutually agreed foreign exchange rate. Okay, full stop. Clear, dear? I think enough. Just you write a spot foreign exchange market. One line you write. A spot foreign exchange market is the market structure. Spot foreign exchange market is the market structure where individuals can purchase or sell foreign currency at existing foreign exchange rate, you write prevailing, at prevailing foreign exchange rate at same day. Prevailing foreign exchange rate at same day, or on the same day, not at, on the same day. At prevailing exchange rate on the same day. Clear? So clear to all, dear? Now, so any questions? Subhasiri, one things remember, you asked me really, but problem is that particularly this economics, it's very difficult to differentiate the mains and PT. Only difference is that in mains, some topic like agriculture, like industry, okay, like your planning and other policies, you have to do in very in-depth. Okay, and but for PT, the question can be asked from there. They can ask you just from the concept, but they are asking it. Not a single sector, single topic we can avoid bit for the PT and the mains. Okay, only difference is that in the PT they are asking you MCQ type, and in the Mains they are asking in the very in-depth. Here few topic like the land reforms, others, these are very mains oriented things. But all the topics, even exchange rate, go and see last 10 years. The question they asked it. Need they are asking, read they are asking, devaluations, depreciation, they are keeps asking questions. FDI, FPI, they are asking the questions. So these whole economics topics you have to focus each and everything. You can't avoid ki Vishwan dear, particularly for PT. But yes, our concept, because if suppose I'm telling you, and just last year, if you contact your, the ATI, so you will get it. The most of the question, except two questions, they all are from class notes. All are from class notes. And the mains also, 4-5 questions directly from the class topics. So we are covering till your last class we are going to cover, and if you go in depth it is a for mains, and just if you know the concept you need it in both the cases. So particularly for this subject you have to cover, because around 20 questions they are asking in the exams on an average. I am telling you, sometimes 2-3 questions more than 20 plus, and they are asking just 1-2 questions less than the 20, but approximately on and around they are asking around 20 questions. Sometimes they are asking around 12 to 15, but on an average it is 20 questions. So you have to cover this all the things, and since probably we are going to complete your all the syllabus in this round, okay, if something your few syllabus I am giving in the last priority, because this thing is very important for even for the PT and the mains both, but particularly for the PT they are asking. So cover it, okay. And don't say I beg your pardon for asking this. ये कभी मत करना. We all are the family, and my responsibility is to discuss. And since questions you may ask, and it's my responsibility to convince and clear your questions. तो दोबारा ये लाइन मत लिखना. जो पूछना है, whatever things you want to ask, please ask. And next, import of crude oil is largely responsible for CAD. No dear. One of the reason hardly import of CAD is largely responsible for CAD, but other than import of your crude oil, we are importing your electronics product, but percentage is much more for crude oil. It's number 1 in imported list, but other are also responsible. Your electronics product, electrical products, gold one, gems and jewelry one, semi precious one, okay, chemicals, machineries, these all we are importing from other countries. Okay, so at least you have to consider top 10 one. Okay, so these are more responsible. Okay, now little bit you just try you should know FERA 1973, and FERA means foreign exchange Regulation Act. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. And next one is FEMA 1999, and FEMA means Foreign Exchange Management Act. Clear? FEMA. So just you already I discussed with you FERA and FEMA. Basically these are earlier after independence in 73 the government passed in the parliament FERA. FERA means Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. So earlier FERA was regulating the foreign transactions. When you're coming to the external sector, so you are transacting with the rest of the world. So there should be some rules and regulation which set up by the government. So basically FERA is FERA was regulating the foreign exchange transactions. When any transaction you are doing in the foreign currency or with the rest of the world, it is governed and controlled by earlier by the FERA. FERA was very strict and sometimes it was knowing the draconian law, because if you were violating the FERA provisions, then you are punished. You are punished means you are booked under the FERA. So already authority assuming that you done the crime, and punishment was imprisonment. Already you done the crime. So liability to prove you are innocent is lie on the same person, the victim. Victim has to prove you are innocent, and really it is very difficult when the system assuming you already done this crime. It's very difficult. Okay, normal things, what is happening, suppose you are, give me, normally what is happening is, suppose you are doing any crime today, even suppose you murdered someone, so the police can arrest you, they can present you in the court, but finally the proving you done this crime, it is the responsibility of the investigating officer. If investigating officer is able to prove in the court, then only court will assume or court will consider you done this crime. If investigating officer failed to prove, then court can't consider you are doing this one. So that is the normal provision. But under the FERA, once you booked means you already done the crime. That was the law was assuming. So very difficult. So FERA was considered as the draconian law. And under the FERA, only RBI was responsible to buy and sell the foreign currency. That already I discussed when I was discussing the lumps exchange rate system. Lump system. So after economic reforms, you change from FERA to FEMA. Okay, and in 1999 you replace the FERA, and 2000 that's implemented. So FEMA is basically the passed by the parliament as per current requirement of the economy. So many changes happen in the country. So as the demand, there was demand for new act, and that's FEMA is suitable for that. FEMA was made accordingly. It's a Foreign Exchange Management Act. One point to remember, when the word comes regulations, it is strict in nature. When it comes the word management, means it's manageable, normal understanding. Okay, so this part you should know. Clear? So this is the very, and today's is all the international transaction is governed under the FEMA. Already I discussed earlier, so is there. Let me first complete SEZ, Special Economic Zone. Then we are going to start the FDI, FPI, this part. Then I will start. One question you are sending me, like forex rate, sound of class also fluctuates sometimes. Okay, it's showing that your question is showing that really you are able to apply your informations and concepts were developing. One of you sent me one question, one statement. Okay, like forex rate, sound of class also fluctuates sometimes. Okay, so it means you are getting the how the forex exchange is working, but see dear, it's not in my hands, but maybe the technical issue, I will request him to take this one. So you are please dictate hazing definition. I think hazy definition or hazing is that when you are buying and selling the foreign currency, okay, okay, at forward exchange rate market, that is at the future exchange rate, but you are agreed today. So that is the way you are hazing this one. Okay. Next questions you are asking, sir. I have analyzed 5 years. See, questions. Only thing remember, question they are going to ask in the PT. First of all, there is a minimum requirement for understanding the economy. You just listen, all of you. There is a minimum there is minimum requirement for understanding the whole economic process. Okay, and that we are doing in the class. Okay, we are developing a framework with you. Once you develop this framework, then you can connect, you can different variables, among different variables, implications, issues, then you are able to do that. Okay, after doing this class, then focus should be given on the class notes, then all the conceptual, all the basics, everything, because if they are going to ask around 20 questions, so around more than 12, 13 questions or 10 to 12 questions are from the very basic concept. But they are going to frame question on the concept. If your concept is clear, easily you are going to handle these questions. A race question they are going to ask related to the current government policies, current issues in the economy. So once you cover this, then next stage your economy survey and the budget, which we are trying to do as soon as possible. So once you cover the budget presented by the government and the economy survey, which is the we can say X-ray of the economy, which will tell you each and every sectors what are the problems, issues are faced in the sector, and what are the steps taken by the government to solve this. So they can frame the questions from that. If you just do the class notes and just cover the at least economy survey, budget, and some government new policies, it's enough for you for the PT. And also, if in depth you are going for practicing and other things, it will help you to cover all the questions in the mains also. Okay, so this way you follow this strategy. Yeah. You are asking that, sir, it means that there is a chance of incurring loss in your example if rupee appreciate. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. Appreciation is but problem is that you have to see from the individual. If you see from the individual, if suppose I sold something in the other country today, expecting I will get 82 rupees, because finally I will think about in the terms of rupee. But after 1 year, when I'm receiving the $1 and I'm getting 70 rupees. Okay, so for my point of view, now it's not good because I'm getting only 70 rupees. I lost the 12 rupees. Okay, so individually you can take, but overall analysis that I completed with you. Just go through that. So why share market fluctuates rapidly? Biswajit, please don't bring the share market right now. Let me complete first external sector, the agriculture and the industry, which are the very topic. So in the capital market, they are asking, but they are asking very few questions on that. Sometimes they are asking, sometimes not. If something happened, so that is the reason I put it in the last. So first you focus this, and please I request you ask questions what the topics we are either we covered or we are discussing. Okay, what the topics we are going to cover, just wait for that class. Clear? Now, special economic zone. In a special economic zone, if you see the Indian economy, the trend in the Indian economy, so first time in 1965 we implemented EPZ policy. Okay, first we implemented EPZ policy. Okay, And not exactly in 19 this one, you can write in this way. Initially we implemented EPZ policy. EPZ policy. And EPZ policy is your export processing zone. We implemented export processing zone policy initially. And in 1965 we opened first EPZ in Kandla. So in Kandla we implemented first EPZ. Okay. EPZ, what? Export processing zone, means we started developing a particular area and where we are promoting the production of goods and services. And this production of goods and services only meant for the exporting to other nations, not for the domestic production. That was the aim of this, because now after understanding all the topics related to external sector, you are getting that really if you want to grow faster and achieving the development, then we have to develop our export sector, because exports is the only major things, or it's a good source to earn the foreign currency. You have seen the capital account, most of them are either the debt amount you're borrowing, they are investing in our country, or others are depositing in my country, you are getting assistance. So these are the things which is going to bring inflow of foreign currency in the country. But in the current account, the inflow of foreign currency depending on export of goods, exports of services. So we have to develop. So you have to develop a particular area where all infrastructure facilities you have to provide. Okay, and then this development of this sector area is going to increase your exports of goods and services. That policy you implemented under EPZ policy. And in 1965, EPZ, you implemented first EPZ in 1965 in Kandla. Later on, okay, this EPZ, EPZ policy is not, EPZ policy was not successful. Okay, what was the objective of government? To promote and develop the export sector. It's not happened. Okay, so in 2000, government implemented SEZ policy. They implemented. Okay, but again, you know, the policy of the government can change from government to government. I mean, if different party government comes in the power, so they may change the policy of the previous year government or previous government. Several occasions you can observe in India also. Suppose one government is there in the center, if government is changing, other party is coming, then they are changing the previous government's policies. So this type of development in the country is not giving the confidence and trust to investors to invest in particular project, particular investment and policy like SEZ. Because they are knowing that if suppose I started investing, if other government is coming and they're changing the policy, it may possible I may incur the loss. So to bring the confidence among investors, domestic as well as international investors, the government passed an act in 2005 and which is known as SEZ Act. So SEZ Act passed in Parliament in 2005. And why Government of India passed this act? Because Government of India wanted to bring confidence and give incentive, and saying that it is the Parliament's or Government of India's commitment for SEZ policy and you can come and invest in India. Surprising is one of the things, what if you compare with India and China, you can see that in 1965 already we set up the first EPZ in Kandla, and later on the China adopted the policy of export policy, which is SEZ policy, and in 78-79 the China basically opened their economy. So 78-79 they opened their economy, and basically, but the very true sense, they they implement it in very coordinated manner, the physical, the geographical area, the local information, local practices, okay, research, government officials, so they used all the factors so combinedly and in a very coordinated manner. Now China is known as export-led economy. So they developed their area and now they are able to export huge in the world. Okay, and that becomes one of the reason that Chinese currencies today is the part of your SDR. So we take an initiative first in Asia, okay, but we failed to develop this sector. But on the other hand, China, they adopted later on, but China got success in this area, and China is known as export-led economy. So that is the reason you have to compare with the Chinese economy, then you will get it. What are this? Clear? So fine. Okay, it means one more things after that you just understand. Suppose it's our economy and you develop an SEZ area. Okay, so SEZ and EPZ, if you compare these two, then SEZ is the wider concept in compared to EPZ. Like, you heard about the apartment and you are knowing about the residential township. Just you get the difference. Apartment means there only staying facility is there, you can stay. Okay, and all other requirements, your personal and family requirements, you are meeting from outside of this area. But when you're talking about residential townships, it simply means that what the minimum basic amenities, minimum basic requirement you are getting within the campus. Then it is known as the industrial township. सर उसको बोल दीजिए ना, बोल दिए industrial township. Clear? Like suppose in residential township. So you are saying residential township, it simply means the housing facilities are there, banking facilities are there, post offices, your market, your amusement, some other things are there. So minimum things are there, the connectivity of the buses are coming. So these minimum things are there within the campus, which is the concept of residential township. Same way you can just come and hear the other concept like the industrial enclave and industrial townships. So industrial enclave means an area you are developing which is related to that particular industry. But when you are coming to the township concept, industrial township, now each and every state started developing the industrial township if the state having that much of area. Then all the things related to industrial development, okay, that's you are developing within the campus. The government offices are there, post office, insurance, your training facilities, everything is there. So all things you are getting within the campus. So that is the concept, it is in the SEZ. SEZ is the industrial township and EPZ was your industrial enclave. That is the basic difference. So if SEZ you are developing, it means these SEZs are governed under the different rules and regulations, and which is under the SEZ Act. SEZ Act governed under the different rules and regulations. So domestic rules and regulations, the rules and regulations prevailing in the country, these domestic rules and regulations related to productions are not applicable to units set up within the SEZ. Are you getting this? Suppose you set up a unit, production unit in the country, so that is subject to the domestic rules and regulations related to productions. That is subject to that. But if you set up one unit in SEZ area, so this unit is going to govern under this SEZ Act. The different rules and regulations are applicable on the units, not the normal domestic rules and regulations. So it means the SEZ is considered as foreign territory within the country. Foreign territory, it is considered. Why it is known as foreign territory? Because the other domestic rules and regulations related to productions are not applicable to these units. They are governed by the different rules and regulations. Clear? So please you write few lines. SEZ, right, SEZ. First you write, then I will connect it other things. SEZ operate like foreign entities. SEZ operate like foreign entity within the territory of a country. Within the territory of a country. Right. India is one of the first country in Asia. India is one of the first country in Asia to recognize the effectiveness of the export processing zone model in promoting exports. Okay, full stop, right? Asia's first EPZ was set up. Asia's first EPZ was set up in Kandla. In 1965. In 1965. Full stop, right? 7 more zones were set up. 7 more zones were set up thereafter. Okay, full stop, right? These zones were not able to emerge. These zones were not able to emerge as effective instruments for export promotion on account of the multiplicity of controls and clearances. You first write clear, then ANSYS, clearances. When you're going to the department, so you need the NOC, you have to clear your project. So multiplicity of controls and clearances, comma, the absence of world-class infrastructure, etc. The absence of world-class infrastructure, etc. Clear? Right. To overcome the shortcomings of the development, of EPZ and attract large foreign investments in India, the special economic zone policy was announced in April 2000. Full stop, right? The major difference between SEZ and EPZ is comma, SEZ is an integrated industrial township with fully developed infrastructure whereas EPZ is just an industrial enclave. Okay, please write. Change the para, you write to bring confidence in to bring confidence among investors and signal the government's commitment for a stable SEZ policy comma the SEZ Act was passed by the Parliament. The SEZ Act was passed by the Parliament in May 2005. Okay, which came in existence on, or which is effective from, you can also write which is effective from 10th Feb 2006. 10th Feb 2006. Full stop, right? The main aim of the SEZ Act, or the main objectives, you can write main objectives of SEZ Acts are creating additional economic activities, comma, promoting exports of goods and services, comma, promoting investments from domestic as well as from abroad, comma, creating employment opportunities and development of infrastructure facilities. Okay, these points also you can use what is the benefits or role of the SEZ. So these points you can write it, yes, if you are able to develop SEZ, so these are going to happen in the country. Clear? Write it, the salient features of SEZ Act or SEZ scheme. The salient features of SEZ. First you write or designated duty-free area which are treated as foreign territory for trade operations full stop. First point is over. Second point you write no license required for imports. If already you set up in SEZ, then you don't need any special license for imports. So just write no license required for imports. That is a NOC. Other things sometimes you need it because government department is there, but that is a proper getting the license because already you got the license and you got the permissions to set up your plant in SEZ. So other benefits you will get. Next you write manufacturing and services, both activities are allowed. Second point, manufacturing and services, both activities are allowed. Manufacturing and services, both activities are allowed. Next you write domestic sales subject to domestic rules subject to domestic rules. Yeah, you understand this point, why you are writing the subject to domestic rules. See, SEZ, the main target of SEZ development is what? Ki the units, maybe in manufacturing, maybe in services. If you set up your unit in SEZ and you are availing all the facilities like tax exemptions, other infrastructure benefits, okay, so government is giving you, but target is to you produce in this SEZ and sell out in other countries. That is for export purpose. But if you are you want availing these facilities and producing in SEZ and you prefer to sell in domestic market, that you can't do that. If you are selling in domestic market, then you have to fulfill all the rules and regulations, which rules and regulations are prevailing in the in the economy for other manufacturers. So you have to pay GST and you have to pay the excise duty, other things you have to pay. So after payment of all these things, then you can sell in domestic market. So this benefits is only for exporting to other nation. That is written, you written that ki domestic sales subject to the domestic rules and regulations. Clear? And next point, no routine examinations by customs authorities. No routine examinations by customs authorities of export import cargo. Of export import cargo. Okay. See, it was in the news. If you get just this point, you have to remember. It means if your plant is located within SEZ, and in the name of that your cargo is coming in that particular plant, and you are sending this cargo. So it is not the passing through the routine checkup. SEZ means already you are allowed and freedom is given. But sometimes there is a misutilizations, you know. Okay, sometimes, but we have to write what the government policies, it says that. Please write. And what are the benefits of SEZ? So SEZ benefits, you can now, I think, you can relate with that. If SEZ you are going to develop in our country, then you are going to promote the exports. And you are knowing from first class, if you are able to increase exports, you are able to increase aggregate demand for domestically produced goods and services. So production will go up, output will go up, income will go up, employment will go up, investment is going up. Okay, so basically these all the benefits you are getting it. Foreign currency you are receiving. Okay, so you're penetrating in the international market. So these things are there. But on the other hand, yes, SEZ, what is the practice in India? Okay, SEZ created some adverse impact, and adverse impact means the other way around, the adverse impact, you can see that. So in India, basically the aim was just think, main aim of SEZ development was ki suppose it is the main area of economy, suppose it is your country and it is the main area of the country where agriculture and other things is happening. So aim was ki just create SEZ in the area where it is not utilized for productive activities. So many area is there where you can't go for the production of agriculture and allied activities. So SEZ should be developed in those areas, then only you are going to use it. But it is a practice in India, it was observed that SEZ developers, because generally you are going for the PPP mode, so SEZ developer is developing the SEZ in the prime location of the area near all the infrastructure. So it is going to decrease the agriculture output because the prime locations and main agriculture area you are taking for the development of the SEZ. So some experts is giving one of the concern that there is a possibility of is going to affect the food security in India because the huge agriculture land maybe, okay, you are bringing in the SEZ activities, that is industrial activities. So it was there, okay, and also it was also reported, and is a part of the CAG report in the case of Maharashtra. Maharashtra government acquired the land from the farmers for SEZ development. Okay, and that land was around 50,000 rupees per hectare. They purchased it. Later on, in the crores, in the 65, I think around 65 lakhs rupees per hectare, this government sold to the main developers. And main developer, this prime land, they sold to the sub developers around 10 crore rupees per hectare. You can imagine, and it's still on the land, farmers keeps farming. So you can imagine that, and these are the incidents reported. The CSG means, can you imagine that? It's so transparent. So if I am farmer, it's my land area, and the government is taken from me, and the market value is not, the government is paid me only 50,000, and the market value is around 10 crores. And still I am farming on this land. If the government or any officials coming to take my land, the really farmers are going to hand over? No. So that is the reason one, the protest started for the government project and policies. Okay, that's the reason in 2013, I mean the government has just changed the acquiring the land bill, the acquisition of land bill. They changed it, amended it, where 80% you have to just acquire it. Okay, you have to purchase, then the government is going to help it. And like okay, this has changed. So they created some issue for the SEZ policies. And one more thing is that if you see the Chinese economy, if you see, so basically Chinese economy developed the SEZ along the border area. But if you see India, India developed the SEZ within the main land area. Okay, one SEZ in UP, one SEZ in the Haryana, like this, which is far from the coastal area. But if you see Chinese economy, then why China? If you just read the Chinese economy, then you will get it. China developed much more along the coastal area. And if you are developing SEZ in the coastal area, and if you want to export to any other country, so remember, bulky things, voluminous things, generally you are sending or you are transporting through sea routes. So if you are developing in the coastal area, it's good for you. At the low cost, directly you can sell to other countries. And if you are importing for your plant, then you directly can import. But India, things are coming to the border area, that is a coastal area, and from coastal area you are bringing here. So additional cost you are incurring for bringing the things, and again you are sending back, then again additional cost you incur. And if cost is going to incur, you can't compete in international market. So the China implemented their SEZ policy, or they reformed their economy, but implemented the things very strategically. Okay, the geographical locations, and they integrated the research institutions, outcome, industries, commercial production. I'm just giving you one example. In India, several times you are getting the newspaper, IIT Kharagpur invented this, IIT Roorkee invented this, IIT Delhi invented this. Yes, you are going this research outcome. But really that products you have seen in the market, in the commercial level productions, industries are producing, invention is there, new thing is coming, but that is on the paper. That is still your lab. It's not coming out. It's not available in the market. But in China, what they're doing that, once invention is there, so they're so integrated their structure, once invention is there, approved, then this is given, allowed to the commercial activities, industry started producing this, and now it is available in the market. So this type of connect is there where we are lacking. So they developed their policy, but we are lacking behind this. So now you can say that the government has changing their strategy for development of the SEZ. They started developing SEZ in the coastal area, and now they are going to connect the coastal area with the production units. So we are changing something. So better you just write few lines. Okay, how the China developed their SEZ. Okay, and just if you are knowing this, then that points you can just point it from, just get it from there, and just same points you say where we are lacking, so we fail to develop the SEZ policy. So you completely study you can do, and you can get this. So what I'm trying to say you right now, it is the 2015. I just got this report. It is a 2015. It is a World Bank report. It's a World Bank report. So I was reading this World Bank report in 2015. So I got this World Bank report in 2015, the Chinese economy, how they excelled in the export sector. So few points I noted it, so you should know, and then you can compare with the Indian economy and you can see these are the problems prevailing in the country. Due to these reasons, we failed to develop the SEZ in India. But yes, you can accordingly you can suggest the policies and you can just connect with the government policies. Clear, right? Chinese experience, just change the para, you right? Chinese experience with SEZ has indicated a number of factors that contribute to their success and effective operation. First point you write, SEZ need to be linked. That is on the basis of Chinese experience we are making this point. SEZ need to be linked to economic opening, oblique you can write economic reforms, economic opening, and capitalization of innovations, linked to economic opening, oblique reforms, and capitalization of innovations. What do you mean by capitalization of innovations? Basically, you allow the innovations not only under the government sector, you allow the innovations also in the private sector. You promote the innovation in the private sector. Then only you can get the result. So earlier trend was okay, that is innovation and research means in government institutions, in government lab at the higher level. When you're going to do your PhD, your research, then only you are going to do. No, the innovation is not restricted to the age. It should not restricted to the the level of the educations. Okay, only in the PhD students can go for that. No dear. See, the new ideas, new things can come at any stage of the age or any stage of the educations. And this is one of the reason that now the government under new education policy is started implementing and giving more focus on innovative approach. Now they're giving it, they're encouraging the innovation at the class 12 standard, graduation standard, government giving fund for the innovations. Central government already given the innovative project fund, and you can get the facilities, you can go for the innovation, you go for the new projects. So now they are doing that. Okay. Next point you write. A bottom-up problem-solving approach. Second point. A bottom-up problem-solving approach has to be combined with top-down governmental support. Okay, if you see the India, like first in the time of the planning commission, there was a top to bottom approach. Your Niti Aayog, now bottom to up approach. So basically one you are adopting, but actually fact should be it's necessary things it should be okay, that's both approach should be there. Bottom up approach plus government has to give support from the top to bottom. So both has to, both approaches should implement, then only you are going to get the proper result. Third one you write, SEZ can promote industrial expansion. SEZ can promote industrial expansion by cultivating market leaders. SEZ can promote industrial expansion by cultivating market leaders, comma, supporting research and development, supporting research and development and building building brands or developing your own brands name. Brands. We are lacking this, Even sometimes some sectors we are producing good quality of product, but we are not giving focus on to creating your own brand. Okay. Producing means keeps producing, but brand is matter nowadays. You have to create a different brand names. Okay. We have to just, you are writing, you can promote industrial expansion by cultivating market leaders. Yeah. Market leaders means what? Like suppose take one simple example. The student in IIM, why a company they prefer to hire one MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, Kolkata, okay, Lucknow. Okay, why they preferred XLRI? Because they are knowing that the students from this institution are really very good. But why MBA from other institutions where you are just spend 2 years in cafeteria? So the employer knowing that what is the quality you have and what is the quality of these institutions students, because they basically develop the 2 years course in a such a way that theoretical things, and not only not only I'm talking about, you take the AIMS, you take the IIT, have you seen the curriculum and the way of the course content, their design, everything is really very good one. So what is their structure? So they are basically started teaching from the very basic one. They are teaching you, but at the same time, what is the going on at the present? What is the new innovations? What is the market conditions? They are calling the leaders, market leaders, to take the classes, interact with you. And that is the good things for the students. And for this one, you are getting the basic one, plus you are getting the current issues, and now the gap between these two you are filling up. So that is the good things. That is the reason from starting to the what is the result you are getting it. You are also learning what are the prevailing situation, and these are there. So when you are developing the SEZ, you are producing the product. So what are the market situation? What are the market problems you are facing? Hardly you are going to integrate. Suppose you open an industry, hardly you are getting this type of support. Someone will tell you some system is developed like that you can get it. What are the problems it is faced? But where China excelled it, they are integrated everything, and that is the reason they are excelling it. Now next point you write, they integrated. Yeah, they integrated local ideas. They integrated local ideas in learning, innovation, and production. They integrated local ideas in learning, innovation, and production. Think about this point and how this is one of the point where they are excelling it, but we are lagging behind. See, I'm just asking only one thing. This point you can connect very easy one. You are reading any book. Suppose someone has asked me yesterday also, sir, go for the bilingual. So I have a problem. I have problem is not the personal problem. It is a problem with the whole class. Okay, because maybe some language issue. So let us go for the uniform way. So all of you can get it. But one thing I'm accepting myself. If you are reading anything in your local language, then you are getting that things from here. From here you are getting. So everything you are able to understand. Like suppose your mother tongue is Bengali. So you're reading anything in the Bengali language, you are getting very good. And you can feel this. Okay, the feeling will come. If you are just, you are in suppose some other language is a mother tongue, say Hindi, Uriya, some other languages are there. Okay, so you are reading in your mother tongue, you are getting better. But if you are reading in the English, okay, so it is coming from here, you are getting it. But the feeling, there is always a lagging behind this, unless you are not developed your whole life from the very basic, started from the English, then only you can. But otherwise, there is always a lagging. Have you seen any Chinese who speaks in English? Maybe the Prime Minister, maybe your President, maybe the scientists, maybe the professors, they prefer to speak in Chinese language. They are hiring the other persons. Here, interpreter they are hiring. They are paying for that. but they will prefer to speak in their own language. They're not going to just speak in other language. Why? Because what we are doing, that we are spending a good amount, maybe 12 years, 13 years, 15 years, 14 years, we are spending to learn a foreign language. We are just investing in that. But a person like the Chinese, they're not giving this time to that. They're giving the more research in their research and development, the new things in their own language, and they can better understand it. So you can understand, and they integrate it. They never feel sorry for their own language. They never feel sorry for their mother language. But sometimes we are doing that. We prefer to speak in English like this. But sometimes it's a constraint for us. You understand also. But if you compare with the China, they are not going for that. So they are developing the local language, local innovations, local practices. And that's the reason you can see that. It's a World Bank report I'm telling you. The interpretations I'm convincing you from the different example, but these are the observation of the World Bank. It is there in the report. You can just go through the in 2015, you just keep online, it is available. And last point you write, they brought together resources and expertise. They brought together resources and expertise from the government, comma, industry and research institutions to move into more advanced value chain systems. This point you can connect from other institutions. How the other institutions like the IIT, IIM, other, they're interacting with the experts. So their country, you can see innovation is there. So integrated, the supply chain, I mean the value additions chain is so integrated. Research is happening. Industry is getting all the formula, everything. Industry started producing commercially and it's available in the market. Not only domestic market, in international market. So if you go in the market, most of the innovative electronics items and others, you are getting either, you are getting it is a Chinese product. It's available in the market. So where we are lacking it. So just change the para, you write one line, then last point, just change the para, you write only summary of that, right? China's experience indicates that geographical area, comma resources, comma market, comma human resources and capital are all necessary for successful SEZ, and it must be used strategically. And in coordinated way. Clear, dear? No. So from there you can just get so many points where we are lagging and we fail to develop our SEZ policy. Clear to all? Okay. Sometimes we need to compare, okay, for getting. Okay, I will just maintain dictation part slowly. Okay, just check all of you. Is it clear? No. Now we are going to discuss foreign capital. Here dear, please draw this, and after drawing you try to get. We have written here FDI. First you draw, then I'm going to explain this. Please write, all of you. So written this. So we are going to discuss what is FDI, what is FPI, what is FII, what is QFI, and what are the changes in the policies related to this by the government of India, and what are the current situations is prevailing in the country. Okay, so just take this example. Now give me just for 5 minutes and focus here, please. This circle, we assumed it's our economy. And I divided my whole economy in two different parts. This part is one and this part is the other one. We divide in two different parts. So lower parts, what I've written here, all economic activities includes all firm they are producing goods and services in the country. All firms, whether it's producing goods or producing services, are the part of this. Industries, any type of industries you can take. Remember in the first class I discussed with you, industry is the group of firms producing similar type of products. So all industries you can take. Farm means agriculture activities going on, agriculture and applied activities going on. So all etc things. So we have taken all economic activities. Okay, fine. For here we have taken the financial assets. It includes like equity, shares, bonds, etc. These are known as the financial assets. So financial assets includes all types of financial assets, which includes like the equity shares issued by the private firms. Okay, bonds issued by the corporate sector and the government. If it is issued by the government, it's known as the government bonds. If issued by the corporate sector, then it is known as the corporate bonds. Derivatives, Okay, you can take. So these all are these all are the part of financial assets. So we have taken this financial assets. Here, this person we are assuming it's a domestic individual, means we are here. Okay. So suppose we are investing directly in productive activities, in any productive activities. Suppose we set up a plant, we set up any industry, okay, or any farm activities we started. So if you're investing directly in these economic activities, so it is known as direct investment. It is known as direct investment. If you're investing directly, maybe at the very small unit, maybe at the cottage industries, village industries, or micro industries, small industries, medium industries, or large industries, any setup you set up and directly you start in the activities. So this investment is known as direct investments. Clear? If you are investing in financial assets, maybe suppose you purchase the equity of a company or shares of a company. Maybe suppose you invested in the corporate bond or government bonds, okay, or any derivatives, debentures like this. You invested here. So finally, just think, if you are buying the equity and shares, so basically you are buying here in financial markets, but actually money goes to again to this corporate sector. They set up their plant, they are doing this business. So if you think the investment, suppose you think if you are investing here, but finally this money comes from here to here, and the industrialists or investors, they are using this money for productive activities. So basically you are investing here, but through the indirect means, like suppose you are buying equity and shares of a private company. Suppose Tata issued any share or equity, and you purchase the Tata's equity or share. So this money goes to the Tata, and Tata using this money for the investing in their plants, investing in their business. So you are not set up your own plant, but you are investing your money through the financial assets in the Tata groups, in the Reliance groups, in Adani groups, or any other groups. You are investing it. But that way of investment is known as indirect investments. But in economics, we are using a term which is known as the portfolio investments. So we are not using indirect and all these things. We named it portfolio investment. But yes, portfolio investment means other meaning is that, or we are using this other word also. Portfolio means you are minimizing risk by choosing the different portfolios. But yes, you can say the normal in layman language, you assume this type of investment or investment in the financial assets is known as the portfolio investment. Is it clear to all? Till here is clear? Clear? Okay. Now, come this part. I also requested when I draw like this, here I am drawing like this, you assume it's a foreigner. But this is assume, if you just read the government documents, so this foreigner is considered as the person. Foreign is a person. And this person is not, this person may be individual, this may be any institutions, maybe any company. That is when you read the FDI policy of the government, so they are using the word person, but person implies here individuals, it implies your company, it implies institutions. Okay, this may be. So suppose a foreign entity, or you can say foreign entity. Okay, foreign entity or any person. So any person, and definitely this person is the outside of your India. You are talking about foreign person, you can say, or foreign entity, you can say. If this foreign entity investing in our India directly in productive activities, if any foreign entity investing in India directly in productive activities, then it is known as FDI. Why? Because if this foreign entity investing in directly in productive activities in India, so basically this investment is direct investment. Basically this investment is direct investment. But who is investing? Foreigner is investing. So you can say foreign direct investment. You can say foreign direct investment. Just see, is it clear to all? Foreign direct investment. Okay. See, foreign direct investment. Clear? So what is the foreign direct investments? So any foreign entity, if they set up their own plant in India, so it is considered as FDI. Okay, like suppose your Maruti came in India, they set up their plant. Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki, now it's a Suzuki. They set up their plant, yes, it is FDI. Toyota, they set up their plant in India, yes, it is FDI. You take other companies like Hyundai, they set up the plant in India, yes, FDI. Samsung, they set up the plant, it is known as FDI. So yes, if any foreign entity, they are coming in India and they set up their own plant, they started their own productive activities in India, if we can term it as the FDI. But if this same foreign entity, but foreign entity having the different identity, maybe individuals, maybe institutions, maybe company. Okay, so you assume that here this foreign entity will be only companies. So company can set up their plant. Company can set up their plant. Okay, it's known as a FDI. Now, company can set up the plant. Any financial institution, they set up their own units to produce the services, financial services, insurance services, anything they can set up, then it's known as FDI. But if this foreign entity, if they're investing in financial assets, suppose any foreign entity, they are buying the equity, Indian equity and shares, Indian companies equity and shares. Okay, they're investing here. So if they're buying the Indian capital market, equity, shares, bond, debentures, there they're investing, then it is what you learn it right now here. If this investor is investing in these financial assets, so it is known as a portfolio investment. So if the foreigner who are investing in foreign assets, financial assets, investing financial assets, so nature of investment is what? Portfolio investment. But who is doing? Foreigner is doing. So simply you can term foreign portfolio investments. Clear? So FDI, you have written here, FDI means foreign direct investments, and here API is known as foreign portfolio investment. It is known as the FPI, foreign portfolio investments. Clear? So what you are getting? If any foreign entity investing in financial assets in India, or financial assets where you can buy from the secondary market. Normally you are buying the secondary market, because all these financial equities you can sell and buy in the stock exchanges or Indian capital market. So you can say if any foreign entity investing in capital market, then it is known as a FPI, foreign portfolio investments. Clear? Check. Clear here? Now, this foreign entity, if they are investing in here, So this only it will be company, foreign company. But in FPI, investors, the financial market or in the capital market India, investors may be, okay, here in the foreign, just you can say API, in capital market of India or through API, investors may be institutions. It means foreign banks can invest in Indian capital market. Your central bank of other countries can invest in Indian market. Okay, your insurance company, they can invest in Indian market. Mutual funds, they can invest in Indian market. Mutual funds of other countries, they can invest in Indian market. Okay, pension funds, yes, they can invest in Indian market. So these all are comes under the category of institutions. Institutions, they are not meant for set up their plant and start the production of goods. Okay, so they are the institution, they are operational in their home country. They only prefer to invest in my country, in the financial market, financial assets, or in the capital market of India. So if investors under FPI category in foreign portfolio investment category, if investors are institutions, institutions means like just I discussed, insurance company, bank, central bank of any other nations, or mutual funds, pension funds, if these are the institutions, then they are termed as FII. They are termed as FII. FII means foreign institutional investors. Yeah, foreign institutional investors or investments. If investor you consider, then it's investors or investments, foreign institutional investors or investments, both you can say, or investment. So what you're getting, if investors are foreign or any foreign institutions, if investors are any foreign institutions, then they comes in the category of FII, foreign institutional investors. Clear? Fine. If this under this FPI, if suppose it's a individual or group of individuals, suppose any foreign persons, foreigner or group of foreigners, if they are coming in India, they are investing in the for a capital market. So they are termed as QFI, qualified foreign investors. Individuals or group of individuals. So QFI means, here I am writing, QFI means qualified foreign investors. Or you can write investment. Investments. Yeah, you can write. If investors are individuals and they are investing in the Indian capital market or in financial assets, so it is known as a QFI, qualified foreign investors or qualified foreign investment. Check. See, NRIs are treated as the very differently. Okay. Because so many permission they have given by the government, so they can just invest just like the we are making investments. So they are treated very differently. So Uh, you asked about NIMZ. Sir, how is NIMZ is different? That I will discuss you in the industry. NIMZ is the means National Investment Manufacturing Zone, and NIMZ concept was developed under the National Manufacturing Policy 2011. This policies only targeted the increase of manufacturing output, okay, which was and still it's roaming around 16%. The target was to increase the share of manufacturing in India's GDP to 25%. That was the policy you're talking about. So NIMZ and SEZ, these two are different because NIMZ is only meant for manufacturing. So you are manufacturing, you are giving the focus for that already, I mean, integrated industry township you are developing for encouraging the manufacturing. So that manufacturing you can sell in the India and also you can sell abroad. But SEZ is specially meant for both manufacturing as well as services. And their only motive is the export. That is the reason it is known as the special economic zone. So that is only meant for the developing and promoting the export. There's two major differences there. Okay. So this part is clear to all. The basic understanding. Dictation part I will do later on, but first you understand the concept, because sometimes we are just mixing up these three. Okay. Remember, QFI, qualified for investors, this policy, this scheme introduced in India in 2011. So in bracket I've written 2011. So before 2011, the foreign investors, they were only allowed to invest in Indian capital market through FII. So they were investing in their own institutions, their country's institution, and their institution was only allowed to invest in capital market till year 2011. So in 2011, the government of India, with consultation of RBI and SEBI, because you are knowing that SEBI is the capital market regulator, so through the SEBI, you allowed and implemented the QFI, where individual foreign investors and a group of foreigners, that is not foreigners like individual, the one individual foreigner or group of individual foreigners, they were allowed to invest in Indian capital market directly, and they were termed as QFI, qualified foreign investors. And who are certifying that, who are giving the permission? SEBI basically giving the permissions, whether you are allowed or not. Okay. So if you just think about after independence, we were not allowing the foreign capital. The reason was, because we were ruled by the Britishers, okay, till we got the independence. The reason of foreigners, they came in India, that was the trade, that was the foreign investments. So when we got independence, we taken the precautions and we started restricting the foreign capital. We were in the assumption earlier that there is a possibility again we can go back, okay, but after decades, so many decades now, the thinking and other things has totally changed, scenario has changed. Then in 1981, we started allowing the foreign capital, that is, foreign investors can invest in India, they can set up their industries, they start the business. So initially we allowed FDI and we allowed FII, foreign institutional investors only we allowed. Individuals were not allowed that time, okay, they can come in India through the FII. But in 2011, when we felt that individuals investors having the more as also they have also the potential and we can get foreign capital from them, so we started allowing them under the policy which is known as a QFI in 2011. And we were receiving that, but in 2014, what we discussed, it is the one way of defining the FDI and FPI. But there is a other definition which is known as the international definitions, where OECD and IMF, they accept it and they promoting this definition. So already in international market and the whole world market, a consensus developed and they started accepting they started accepting the international concept of FDI and international concept of API. They started developing the API and FDI. Clear? And what is the international concept of FDI and API? Is that is a paid up capital, 10% of paid up capital. That was the criteria. I will discuss you less than 10%, more than 10%. So that I will discuss you after this. But you understand the international definitions. It is the most of the country in the world they started accepting. So Indian government also accepted these international definitions of FDI and API based on the paid up capital criteria. I will discuss. Okay, I will discuss you. Okay, paid up capital criteria. So after accepting this, we notified API regulations in 2014. So 2014 we notified API regulations 2014. Under that we accepted the international definition of FDI and API, and also we merged the FII and QFI only in terms of API. So earlier it was the concept of FII, and after 2011 onwards QFI also, both it were the use this concept in Indian economy. But in 2014 we merged these two concepts into API. So 2014, after the notifications, now we are only discussing API, and next is the other is the FDI. So these two are there in the use. Only one thing remember, this qualified foreign investor, this qualified foreign investors means foreigners, say individual or group of foreigners, they are only allowed to invest in India if their country is the member of FATF, Financial Action Task Force. So just a minute. FATF. If these persons are from the country, or from which country they are coming for investing, okay, if their country is a part of, if their country is the one of the member of FATF, FATF is the foreign, what is the FATF? Financial Action Task Force. And FATF was in the news related to the Pakistan, where the FATF put in the grey list, grey list to the Pakistan. Clear? So FATF was in the news recently. So if your country is the member of FATF, then only you are allowed to invest in India through QFI routes, or you may be use this route and invest in capital market of India. Clear? So these all are clear to all? Please note kar lo this one. Dictation part and remaining part I will discuss you tomorrow, dear. And this is there. One more question you are sending, sir. Higher foreign direct investment in SEZ area will increase capital account surplus of India. You understand one thing. It is the particular 1 year phenomena. If in a particular year, if you are receiving more FDI, then definitely it's going to show, it's going to represent or showing that more inflow of capital in that particular year. If next year you're not getting, that will not show in the next year, because BOP you are calculating or estimating for year wise in a particular year, particular fiscal year you are calculating. So next year if you're not receiving, it's not showing in the capital account. So every year you have to check really what is the conditions. Some year you may get the huge amount, some year you are not getting it, okay. But overall you are each and every year you have to see the trend. Okay, yes, what is your condition and what you are getting it. Clear, dear? So till here is clear. So other things like the automatic route, government route, what are the other things that we are going to discuss tomorrow. So probably this part we are going to cover tomorrow. And we are trying to complete your external sector tomorrow. And if time permits, then I will start the new topic. Okay. So I answered all your questions, and one thing you are asking about this, okay, I will include in the other topics discussions. Okay. So thank you everyone. and revised, and we will meet tomorrow if everything is fine. Okay, see you tomorrow, dear. Bye.